This is geometry, sections 04 and 05. These two are so closely connected in both things you've done before, so we're going to combine them into one thing, one video. We will be looking into algebraic expressions and linear equations on this one. When we say algebraic expression, all we really mean is anything that has a variable in it. And if we know values for the variables, we can figure out what it equals if we use the order of operations. And you're familiar with the order of operations, I hope. Parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication and division in order from left to right, then addition and subtraction in order from left to right. You may have learned the word PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. You may have learned, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. Any of those tricks to help you remember the order works for me. So they're going to throw a few of these at us. They're going to ask us to evaluate expressions given certain values for variables. So we have negative 3 times k squared plus 2n. First thing we need to do is plug in the values for those variables. So where k is, I put negative 2. Where n is, I put negative 4. Now it's time to do some arithmetic. Exponents first, so there's negative 2 squared is 4. And while I'm inside the parentheses, I can clean this up. 2 times negative 4 is 8, negative 8. Inside parentheses, 4 minus 8 is negative 4 times the negative 3 hanging out on the outside. Gives us 12. Let's try another one. 3 times the absolute value, hopefully you remember these guys, absolute value bars, k minus n plus 2 times the absolute value of p minus 3. Well, again, first thing we need to do is plug in the values. So substituting the numbers in, not that bad. Negative 2 minus negative 4 is 2. 5 minus 3 is also 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2, both times. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Add those together, and we'll get 10. As in previous videos, I'm going to ask you to pause the video at this point, try this problem, still using the same values for k, n, and p. Plug them in, see what happens, and then check your answer. So the first thing I did was substitute the numbers in. Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. Negative 7 squared is 49. 2 times 1 is 2. 49 minus 2 gives us 47. And then the other part of the deal is solving linear equations. And the basic goal is to get the variable alone. Undo whatever has been done on the other side. So we'll start with a simple case. X minus 7 equals 16. We need to get rid of the minus 7. And we'll do that by adding 7. 16 plus 7 is 23. This one's a little bit more involved. We need to get rid of the 31 first. To do that, we subtract 31 from both sides. That leaves us 3k equals negative 21. Then to get rid of the 3, divide by the 3's, and we get k is negative 7. Pretty sure you've seen this before. Negative 2/3 d equals 12. We need to get d alone. We need to divide by negative 2/3 on each side. That'll cancel out, and my trusty calculator told me it was negative 18. Okay. Got two more problems that we're going to do together here, and then see how we're faring. Here we have 3 times x minus 5 equals 13. We need to distribute first. So distributing the 3. Then we'll move the 15 over. Notice I've stopped putting in the plus 15 there. If it helps you to be able to keep it straight, go for it. And then dividing by 3, we get 28/3, or you could say 9 1/3. At this point, I'd like to ask you to pause once again and try this problem, and then see how it turns out for you. Check your answer in just a minute. We'll start by distributing. Then we'll subtract the 10 over, divide by 5, and we get y equals 10. Okay. So we did a couple of different things here today. We did order of operations problems, and we did solving equations. As always, if you had questions, hopefully you wrote those down, and we will see you in class.